Hi there, welcome back. So today's video, we're going to use these beautiful Arteza mica powders. Love these shades, absolutely love them. And we found a mould we haven't used for a long time. It's got a few little bits and pieces still on it for some reason. Bit of debris, not sure quite how those got there. Gorgeous mandala design. So 2 small coasters, one slightly larger one, and some lovely brushes there that we're going to use to dust these moulds with the mica powder. Just going to give them a quick wipe over first. Now this is just a regular wet wipe. We actually use the tough wipe type things that contractors use. You can get them from your DIY store. You can use just an ordinary wipe if you want. You can use a bit of kitchen paper. You can use a little bit of parcel tape or sellotape, whichever you think is going to do the job the best, to be honest. But we realised there was a little bit of paint on these, so decided to opt for using these lovely wipes. They clear up lots of things: paint, resin, mica powder, glitter, the whole shebang. So here we are. The moulds have dried off, and I'm just going to use one of these beautiful brushes and some of the gold. And all we're going to do is just randomly put the mica powder in the moulds. So trying to be random, and bits of this video have been sped up because I took my time doing this procedure. You've seen us do it lots of times before, but look at that pattern. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from just using one colour of mica powder, or you could do little segments and sections in the different colours. You know, there's so many different things and ways that you could do this. But don't forget, turn the mould over, give it a little bit of tap. Make sure you get rid of the excess mica powder. I love this colour pink. It's a very dark, deep pink. And I think it looks lovely with that lovely sort of purpley violet shade against the gold. Now I am adding in a little bit of the green. Green seems to be a theme in our house at the moment. I've no clue why. But look at that. The way it picks out the patterning and the detail in that mould. And look, we've got the other one, did exactly the same with the other one, and also repeated the process with the bigger mould as well. Look at those. Fabulous. So I decided I wanted to try and use a bit of this. Now this is called Periwinkle, and it is white with a hint of blue Aurora Borealis, say that correctly. Now I started to show you that, and I thought, no, you've already seen enough of footage of me dusting moulds and things. So that's what I did anyway, just toned it down a little bit. So this is Wayne. He's going to mix up some epoxy resin, regular epoxy resin, Tea Experts the brand, 1:1 mixing ratio, using a calibrated cup because we did it by volume, not by weight. And yeah, just combine it, stirred it for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the volume of resin you're using. And yeah, just slow and steady wins the race when it comes to mixing resin and hardener. Trying not to incorporate too many bubbles. And then just let it stand for a couple of minutes so the rest of those bubbles dissipate. And then he's added in some more of this periwinkle. Arteza powder. It's gorgeous. Sped up again because, you know, he took his time mixing that in, making sure it was all incorporated. But you'll see it gives the resin that sort of Aurora Borealis effect, a bit like the Northern Lights almost, or a pearlized effect even. Carefully, slowly pouring the resin into the moulds, the big one and then the 2 little ones. And then we popped a few of the bubbles using a long-necked lighter, or you could use, give it a spray with some isopropyl alcohol. Obviously, if you're going to spray it with isopropyl alcohol, don't then go over it with a lighter because you'll have a fire. Trust me, we forgot once, did that, and we had a few little flames. So please, one or the other, not both. You can also just take in a little toothpick if you see any bubbles come to the surface, and just pop them using the toothpick. Went round the edge with a little micro brush as well, just very, very carefully because didn't want to disrupt or disturb the mica powder. And then pop them in our curing machine we've got. And then 2.5 hours later, we were able to demold them. So this is literally... They've been in the curing machine about 2.5 hours, half an hour cooling down, and then we took them out. Now, unfortunately, there were a few little bubbles, but yeah, and some of the mica powder that was in that periwinkle had come up and floated to the surface, but that's absolutely okay. Now, these, although cured, are still bendy. So yeah, you can still wear your nitrile gloves if you want to do the demold, but look at that. You can see the detail. Now, you could just leave these like this, or you could go on and do something like we're going to do, or what we're going to make them into. Obviously, you'll have seen in the thumbnail, they're not coasters. You could use them as coasters. If you are going to, you need to let them cure complete for about 6 weeks. It's quite a while. And then you can use them for hot and cold drinks without worry of marking, you know, the surface of your coaster. But they've cured okay. You know, we were relatively happy with that. Now, one of these lovely little green bowls, no, we didn't make these. The edges of these smaller coasters, they're a little bit thick, but what we're doing here, what you can see me doing, is pushing it down. Now, because the coaster is still pliable, cured but pliable, I can push it in. A little bit of force required into this bowl. Now, this is to try and get it to keep the shape, and basically what we're going to end up with after a day or two is some lovely little pinch bowls almost, or trinket bowls. Now, I've got some kitchen roll, so I've pressed the coaster down into the bowl, kitchen roll, and then I've got a tin of tomatoes, but you can use a weight, anything you like. And then I did is put some sellotape around it to secure it down, like we've got here. For the bigger one there, I used the pestle and mortar, which was very heavy. And then this was a couple of days later when I then struggled, I have to say, to get them out of the bowls, but managed it eventually with the help of a not too sharp a knife, because obviously you don't want to damage the bowl and you don't want to damage your resin bowl that you've made. Now, there we go. It's come out. We've got a little bit of tidy up we need to do on the edges there. Which is fine, but look at this underneath. It's beautiful. Yes, there are a few tiny little micro bubbles, but I just think it's gorgeous. I love the detail. It's quite sturdy. It's not going to lose its shape, which is great, which was what we were going for and what we were aiming for. And it's all ready to move on to the next stage with this one. But look at that. I mean, it does almost look like glass. Beautiful finish, lovely. I love the crystal clear T-Expert resin. Obviously you can use whichever brand you're happy to use. We just happen to use that one. Right, this is a smaller one. So removing the sellotape and the tin for your weight and so on, and also the kitchen paper or kitchen towel that I'd used. I think with hindsight, next time I'd probably put some bubble wrap in the bottom rather than the kitchen roll, because yeah, unfortunately, as you can see there, it's left a mark in the resin, which is really unfortunate. But, you know, it is what it is. There are, yeah, it's the bottom of the tin, Laura. Yeah. We've got the same situation with these as well. We do need to just go around and tidy up the edges so they're not like razor sharp, because the last thing you want is anybody cutting themselves on anything. So we're just going to tidy up the edges, make them nice and neat. And we'll do that. I would recommend using an emery board, or just a nail file. And you go around and you just very carefully sand the edges down like I think I'm about to show you now, in fact. There we go, look. Not lots of video of me sanding because nobody wants to sit and watch me sand those. Right. So although I loved them, they needed something else, you know. Because I couldn't leave it alone. You could, of course, leave it completely alone, totally up to you. But I decided I actually want them to sit on a coaster. So I made 3 more. This time, though, I only used the Arteza Periwinkle mica powder to dust over it. And I thought it might tie in quite nicely with the outside of the bowls, because don't forget the pattern of the mandala is on the inside. It needed something to elevate it a bit, but look at that. You see, I've dusted it. Can you see that sort of slight bluish white sheen? I think it looks stunning. By the way, just wanted to say hi to everybody who's joined us in the live chat and the premiere today. Hope you enjoy this video and you've liked the ones we have published so far this year. As I think I probably said before, and you're probably fed up of hearing me, we are going to try and get back to 2 videos a week soon. You know, hopefully in the next sort of few weeks we'll go back to doing that. Now, a bit of gold, like I say, you know us, a bit of gold, using the deco colour pens. Just make sure that you've got plenty of ink left in the pen. This is like a gold metallic mirror shine effect it gives. Although I have to say, I don't know if it's because I was towards the end of using up this particular pen, it wasn't quite as bright and shiny as I thought it was going to be, but that's absolutely fine. All I'm doing here is using a fine brush, paintbrush, artist's paintbrush, and I'm going round and I've decanted, if you like, some of the ink from the pen just onto the surface of a little acrylic tile that I've got, and going around dipping the paintbrush in and then painting in the detail. Now, I did do a lot more than what I'm currently showing you. This, as I said, has been sped up because you don't want to sit and watch me do this, but take your time when doing this. If you're not happy using the paintbrush, and you can get these pens with a very fine nib to them, and you can get them with a very fat nib. That's comparing the two there, one with the detail, one without, and you can just use it direct out of the pen if you want. Use the pen itself. If you're going to do that, make sure you don't overload it with the paint. Now, as you can see, we poured the resin in to the other moulds, cured them, decanted them. I went in with a gold deco colour pen, I'm just showing you again here, and did some detailing in those, and then I've stuck them together just using some CA activated glue. So that is rock solid. These are not coming apart. You could use a bit of UV resin if you preferred, but I decided to use the glue. I just felt though that they needed to tie in a little bit. I thought the bases of these lovely bowls just needed a little something else. So if you've liked the video today, why not give us a thumbs up? Drop us a comment. Have you enjoyed it? Have you got this mould yourself? What of colourways have you done? I mean, we particularly like these at the moment, the pastel colours, maybe thinking ahead to Mother's Day. Mother's Day in the UK is in March. I know it's different in other countries. I've just thought I'd make a lovely Mother's Day present. You could either just give the 2 little bowls, or you could give the 1 big bowl. Make ideal presents for things. You could put some little wrapped individual sweets in it. If you were going to do it for Easter, you could do little mini eggs in it, or big eggs in them. But here's a bit of a close-up. We did just go around the top edge of the coasters and the bases as well with that gold pen, but I think they tie them in quite nicely. Really, really like these. And here are the final shots. Look at those. So bright, but subtle as well, if that's possible to be like that. But yeah, as I said, why not give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Hi to everybody and bye to everybody in the live chat for the premiere. We will see you again very soon, in about a week's time, with another video. And yeah, take care everybody. Happy crafting. See you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.